I know. I've been picking on poor Jim Carrey a lot, but I think I'm onto something. And that something is even bigger than this whole thing. A lot bigger. And if you haven't seen my videos where I talk about him, playing him, you should go check them out. I've done a lot of them. But I'm going to take you down a different road today. A road of maybe the biggest deception. Or should I say delusion. Have you ever seen when Jim Carrey played Andy Kaufman? He really got into the role. Was it practice for something? He got so into the role that when the cameras stopped, he didn't. He kept acting as Andy Kaufman. So much so that they made a documentary about the making of the movie.
The stars fall silent from you.
Andy Kaufman came in to turn reality on its head and not stop when the camera stopped.
Andy Kaufman cared less about making his audience laugh than keeping them confused.
He blew my mind. When I heard I had the part, I was looking at the ocean, and that's the moment when Andy came back to make his movie.
Hello.
What happened after was out of my control.
Andy, that's enough. Perfect.
I don't like it. I want to do one more.
Andy felt it was necessary to stay in the character.
He's exactly the way Andy was.
It's totally surreal. And this crazy melodrama started happening all over the place. Jimmy said they came down hard. Who's they? Universal didn't want the footage we took behind the scenes to surface so that people wouldn't think I was an asshole.
Andy, you have to give me a chance to make a movie.
I don't need to make a movie.
I was thinking, how far should I take this?
I see. Sound check. Sound check. It's working.
How far would Andy take it?
You're going to have people that are going to sue this production for mental stress.
When the movie was over, I couldn't remember who I was anymore. So you step through the door not knowing what's on the other side. What's on the other side is everything. I know him as well as I can know him. But who do you know? Even when they're right in front of you.
Now stick with me just a little longer, because I think this was full-time practice to play JB, but I think playing JB is practice for, like I said, something even bigger. Because like you know, they tell us the truth in plain sight, and I need you to watch something.
Everywhere I go, people talk about the beard. They go, what are you doing? Why are you growing a beard? Why are you growing a beard? It's like they can't really think about anything else. It's just not, cohesive. There's something different about me, and it's that damn beard. And wherever I show up, it becomes the story,
Right.
It's a bigger star than me at this point.
Mm-hmm. And is that good?
It has its own Twitter.
It does?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. Thank God it likes me.
Maybe it'll be president one day,
Exactly. Well,
That's the first step.
now, right?
Maybe his beard will be president one day. That's the first step. Now listen to this.
Yeah, I think I'm tapped out.
Okay.
Unless, I wonder if I could do that with other people. I wonder what would happen if I decided to just be Jesus.
To just be Jesus. Something about that struck me. Something about that struck me hard. Real hard. And then I started thinking how many times I've seen Jim Carrey do that familiar pose. So I started looking for it. And I found it just about in every single movie Jim Carrey has ever done. And then I started to think about his initials that just happened to be JC. Which caused me to think about the Bible, and especially the verse where God sends the unbelievers a strong delusion, which then took me right to Project Bluebeam and how a lot of people talk about the fact that a fake Jesus is going to be presented to us, maybe in holographic nature, and maybe, just maybe, he's going to be played by a certain actor that we've been talking about this whole time. this actor who just happens to have several movie covers in a certain pose. Now, I spent a lot of time seeing if I could even get one other actor to have 2 or 3 photos like this, and I couldn't. Not even 2 photos. This is intentional. This is programming. This is truth right in plain sight. But if you're still struggling to figure this one out, then what I'm saying in this video is almost laughable. Actually, it's laughable. And believe me, that's not beyond my understanding. But when this information comes to me, and I feel compelled because I feel the truth inside of me, the truth of what this actually is, I just have to share. And I'm not trying to convince anyone of this. I'm just saying keep your head on a swivel because you never know what's coming. But as always, this was all for entertainment. I'm definitely sure that when Jim was talking about him coming to inhabit him, that was just all metaphorical. And their similar mannerisms and him falling all the time just like a certain actor does, that's all coincidence. In the movie covers where he's looking like he's on the cross, again, coincidence. And this is just, come on, we all do this, come on. This is all for entertainment purposes, of course. I'm a satire account, just to make you laugh.